Hello, good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you watch this video. Well, I usually don't do too many celebrities, but this particular celebrity, he started out on a good note years ago when he was a young man, and a couple of content creators made some good points about this guy, what you see, and how he got started in music. And he started with hip hop, but he didn't finish with hip hop. And not only that, he went to another genre of music. His real side show who he really is. Let's get to his video.
I would like to thank all of my subs and supporters. Watch, share, like, and comment on the videos. In addition, I have to give a big up to all of my people who purchased my masterpiece. The N-word is no secret in the service. If you would like to purchase this masterpiece, just go to the link in the pinned comment. Thanks again, everybody. Big up to you all. Let's cook. Okay, so this video here is about this guy named Kid Rock. And the reason why this video is about this guy, Kid Rock, is because the life and career of Kid Rock is the perfect example of a white supremacist culture vulture. This is the perfect example, of a white dude coming around black people in the hood, using hip-hop, playing a role, but the whole time, he always hated black folks, always had a disdain and hate for black people. And he's also the perfect example because of the range that he showed people. He never changed as a person. Kid Rock always was who he was. I mean, as soon as he came out of his parents' womb, but the range he went from being around black people as a DJ, rapping, the dress code, the hip-hop acting black, to then waving a Confederate flag and saying nigger in concerts and stuff like that. That's what kind of range. I don't think we ever seen this kind of range before. Maybe we have. Get in the comments. I may be forgetting about somebody or may not even know about a person with this kind of a drastic range and showing you, okay? So get in the comments. Let me know if there's somebody else with that kind of range. But I never liked Kid Rock. Never was impressed by him. Never thought he was talented. Always thought he was a disgusting sleazeball. Never was I impressed with Kid Rock. You know what I mean? At all. I didn't think he was a talented dude. But let's get into it. This guy, Kid Rock, his name is Robert James Ritchie. And contrary to what he tries to bamboozle people into believing, Kid Rock is not from Detroit. He's not some cool white kid in the hood or a white kid who lived in a trailer park. Kid Rock was born rich. His parents are rich. His mother and father owned several car dealerships. He was raised in a mansion in Romeo, Michigan, as you can see here. Of Romeo, Michigan in 2023. So imagine what it was in the late 70s and 80s when Kid Rock was coming up. Look at his rest right here. This is his rest. This is his crib that he was raised in. Okay, Kid Rock. That's where he's from. So as a child, he would help his family care for the horses, go swimming. He would pick apples with the family. Opie white life. So the whole white boy, dirty Detroit white boy stuff is a scam. He's not from any trailer parks. He's not cool, okay? This is where Kid Rock is from. So in the 80s, Kid Rock, he became interested in hip-hop. He's watching TV. He sees Run DMC, the Beastie Boys. And like a typical white American kid, hip-hop was attractive. So what Kid Rock did was he studied rap. He lived it. He slept it. He had all the time in the world. He had all the money in the world, and this is what he did. So he got into it. He started DJing. And again, people, his parents are rich. They can buy him any equipment that he needs. The latest turntable, the latest DJ equipment that's out, digital stuff, whatever is new, he had it. He can get it. He had it all because his parents were rich, okay? So when Kid Rock is going about doing this, he got, pretty decent at DJing and rapping, okay? And eventually what happened is he befriended a dude named James the Black Man Harris. Some people call him DJ Black Man, but his name is James the Black Man Harris in Detroit, okay? This dude, James the Black Man Harris, had a group called the Beast Crew, okay? Now, James the Black Man Harris is the one who brought Kid Rock to the hood in Detroit, brought him around the Brothers, brought him around the Beast Crew, and Kid Rock, his father at the time questioned what he was doing, okay? Like, what are you doing? His father even started to call him a wigger. Y'all know what a wigger is, okay? So, Kid Rock is coming to Detroit. He's hanging with, James the Black Man, and he came in, he showed the people that he was kind of good on the turntables. He's doing parties and, talent shows and events, and people are like, okay, he's all right. He's all right, you know what I mean? So, the Beast Crew, right, they continued to bring him around in Detroit. So the Beast Crew, they taught him everything that he could know about hip-hop. Remember, this dude, Kid Rock, is sucking it up like a sponge. He's a student of the game because it's not natural to him. So he has to be a student of the game. It's not natural. It's not in his DNA. So he has to be a student of the game. He has to study extra hard, So he's embracing it. He's embracing the crew. He's hanging with them. They're teaching him everything, He's even partying with them. Members of this Beast Crew even said that Kid Rock has slept with all the black women that were around. Kid Rock even impregnated a black woman. He has a biracial son, and to this day, Kid Rock says his son is half white. That's how we say he's half white. So, the brothers in Detroit, this DJ the Black Man and the Beast Crew, his name is the Black Man. That's what he calls himself. They taught Kid Rock everything about the culture, the history, the music. They taught him how to rap properly. And of course, they're protecting this guy, Kid Rock. We know that a white boy who's not from the hood, he's hanging around black people in the hood, he's going to need protection. So, Kid Rock, he's food for, this dude is food in the hood. You know what I mean? He's a little white boy in the hood, he's food. So, of course, this Beast Crew was giving him protection, keeping the wolves off of him. So, Kid Rock, he's embracing it, he's pushing, he's rapping, he's getting attention. His career starts to take off. When his career starts to take off, what happened then was he abandoned the Black Man and the Beast Crew. He abandoned him. He abandoned DJ Black Man and the Beast Crew. Showed him who he was. In addition, people, the reason why Kid Rock was getting looked is because Vanilla Ice is a wave right now. Remember Vanilla Ice, the white boy rapper? So a lot of these labels are looking for the next coming to the next big rapper, the next Vanilla Ice, so that they can, cake off and make all kinds of money. So they figured maybe it's this dude Kid Rock. So they were trying to give him a look. If you can remember, if you look back, he's trying to look like Vanilla Ice. You know what I mean? They figured he may be the next back thing. So the crew in Detroit noticed that Kid Rock is distancing himself. Now, Black Man and the rest of the crew, the Beast Crew in Detroit, they were under the impression that they would bring Kid Rock in, they would all make music together, then Black Man would eventually bring in his people and they would all just eat together. No. Kid Rock said no. Thank you, but no thanks. Bye, niggas. Kid Rock is out. He's getting the attention of these big labels. He distanced himself from the crew, and he even took it even further. Kid Rock took it further. He also blocked another member from the Beast Crew who actually showed him how to rap from getting a deal. There's a member of the Beast Crew by the name of Champtown. Champtown is the one who taught Kid Rock how to rap. Kid Rock is getting a deal in New York, okay? He's up in New York, he's looking at something, he's about to get a deal. They asked about Champtown, and Kid Rock just kicked Champtown's whole back into these people, to the label. I think it was Jive RCA, yeah. Jive RCA. Kid Rock, when they asked about Champtown, Kid Rock is kicking his back in. Nah, don't sign him, sign me, doing that snake stuff. Okay, what you expect, right? So, Kid Rock, he finally signs the Jive RCA records. But the Beast Crew in Detroit, they taught him everything, absolutely nothing, okay? So Kid Rock goes on, he puts out his first album. He puts out his first album, he goes on tour with Too Short, Ice Cube, he's doing big things. So after he put out his first album didn't live up to that Vanilla Ice potential that they were hoping for. They thought that this dude could possibly do something. Oh, he sucks. The label dropped him. Label dropped him. Kid Rock didn't get discouraged. He continues to make music. But now he says he's going to do things a little different. Now he's putting music out. His music is now hip hop with a little twist of rock and roll. That's what he's doing now. He's doing his hip hop with a little twist of rock and roll. So he's making his hip hop / rock music. And in this music, Kid Rock is saying the N-word and everything. Time goes on. Kid Rock is still doing his thing, and he kind of adapts to this new white trailer trash type persona. You know, I guess he's trying to look like those trailer trash people in Detroit, Michigan, that area. You know, that whole thing. He picks up on that. He comes with that persona, and the white community is loving it. The fans are loving it. So he's no longer this cool hip hop white boy from the streets of Detroit. He's now this trailer trash white boy doing music. You know, always drinking and smoking, that whole thing. So Kid Rock eventually signs another deal. He has the support of the white community. White people are loving him. He's doing his rock thing. He's doing more of the rock thing, okay? Now, after he does the rock thing, he's doing the rock thing, and then he goes in, he dives in, he adds more country music to it. Okay? With a little twist of hip hop. Got the country in it, got the rock in it. He's still passionate about saying the N-word. He's yelling it, he's screaming it. Okay? When he was questioned on using the N-word, Kid Rock said that him and his friends always use the N-word. He was asked this question on the Howard Stern show, I believe. He said, we always use the N-word. So Kid Rock took it a little further. He wanted to solidify this racist persona that he had. He wanted to dig deeper. He wanted to represent, you know, who he could be for his people as a white supremacist even more. And what he did was he started hanging out and collabing with one of the most overt racist country singers of all time. This guy named David Allan Coe. Okay? So Kid Rock is hanging with this dude, David Allan Coe. Nobody cares. Nobody said anything as far as, hey, what you doing? Because the white community is loving Kid Rock. Okay? He's on this new wave. Actually, the black community is loving him too. I mean, them shine bones, not us. We ain't give a F about no Kid Rock. Has anybody... Anyway, let me keep going. Kid Rock. So, Kid Rock's album is major. He puts out a new album. He sold like 14 million copies. He's got this new persona now that he's showing the people. He's overtly showing people that he's a racist. He's hanging out with racist country singers. He's even waving the Confederate flag at concerts. And the white Americans are loving him. They're embracing it. He's a big deal. He's touring. He's making appearances in movies. He's in cartoons. Everybody knows him. He's even dating white model chicks now, okay? He's dating this chick Pamela Anderson now. He's doing everything he wants to do. He's even publicly dissed black women, stating that Beyonce doesn't do anything for him, you know, like she's some kind of lame or whatever. And he says, you know, I prefer my women with flat butts and big boobs. This is what Kid Rock said. So he got his dream woman. He's running around with Pamela Anderson. He has the white community embracing him. And people, you got to remember, Kid Rock in the past was trying to fit in. He slept with all the black girls, as the Beach Crew said. He slept with all the black girls. But he's clearly saying, I don't like no black women, man. I like my white women. So, there you go. I mean, there you go. And I've said it numerous times on this channel, y'all. White guys who have the opportunity, typically, they don't like black women, okay? Now, they will sleep with them and they will do the fetish thing with them. This is no knock on our women. Don't get caught up in that. I'm just telling you, white men typically do not like black women. When they do, you know, men have the upper hand because they're men and they can do the whole fetish thing. They can abuse them.
Milk to this day. When I was still in high school, I was so desperate for male validation and attention. I used to have a thing with this boy, and he used to call me the N-word, and I just let him. Not only did he call me the N-word, but he wanted me to call him my master as a term of endearment, and I did. He'll be like, what's up, my little N-word, or my little slave baby? And I'd be like, hey, master. Unsurprisingly, it turned out he never liked me, and I was just an inside joke between his friends. When I was in like first...
There you go. The young lady said it right there. That's Kid Rock and a lot of these other guys. It's a fetish thing. It's like, that's what they want to do. And all the other nasty, disgusting, gross things that they have to go through when they're with them. These guys are filming them and taking stuff back, showing the guys and saying, I mean, come on, man. But anyway, Kid Rock is doing his thing. He's flaunting the Confederate flag around. He's not even from the South, by the way, but he's flaunting the flag around. He's dropping his country music 100%. He's all out in the country. He's a real country artist now. And Kid Rock actually said that this is what he always wanted to do. He said he never liked rap, and he said he used rap to get him where he needed to be. I don't believe that part. Now, I don't think that he liked black people, but I think that Kid Rock did like rap, and I think because he sucked at it and he didn't get the response that Vanilla Ice got, so he's saying it now. I believe that Kid Rock did really like rap. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. The black people in rap didn't really embrace him. You know, he sucked. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he's just saying that. But I do wholeheartedly believe that Kid Rock never liked white people. I mean, he would tell you that himself. I mean, black people, I'm sorry, never liked black people. He always had a disdain for black people. So Kid Rock, he's doing his thing. He even joined up with Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney made a campaign song for Mitt Romney. The conservative white people are loving it. Now, check this. Kid Rock is cursing. He's using the N-word. He's showing the disdain for black people. He's rocking the Confederate flag and rolling with hardcore white supremacist country singers. After all that, and saying that he doesn't like black women, the NAACP gave him an award in 2011. I can't make this up. 2011, the NAACP gave Kid Rock an award. And that may be a little shocking to some, but when you look at the history of NAACP, it's not. The NAACP has always been operated and ran by white supremacists. They tell these puppet Negroes who they put out what to do. And it can be very confusing for a lot of our people sometimes. This is one thing that I don't like about it, because it confuses a lot of our people who just don't understand. It's hard to understand, okay? They appear as though they're supporting black people, but they pick and choose wisely. If you look throughout history, right? You look throughout history, there are hundreds and hundreds of stories where black Americans have contacted the NAACP. I've even done videos on this channel where they say they didn't get a response from the NAACP. It's a reason for that. It's because the NAACP is picking and choosing which things they're going to stand behind. It have to be strategic about what they're doing, okay? They were ignored. A lot of people said that they were ignored. I mean, we talking major, catastrophic, oppressive, racist events where black people felt as though we got to call the NAACP. The NAACP just ignores them. But in other cases, we'll pick that up. It's for a reason. It's for a reason. So by now we should get the point. Anyway, these people gave Kid Rock an award in 2011. Even after what he said about Beyonce, you know, this guy Jay-Z even performed with him. Jay-Z collabed with him. But I mean, people, Jay-Z, come on. What has Jay-Z ever stood for? Here's a guy right here who wears the shirt with quotes from a real-life Satanist named Aleister Crowley. You know, I mean, it's Jay-Z, y'all. It's Jay-Z. What can we say? What can we expect from this dude? Look at him. Look at this goofy. I know we like to remember the 1995 Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. That's not him, y'all. That's not it, y'all. That's not it. I mean, it's Jay-Z. He promotes the quotes and the quotes and wears a shirt of a Satanist. That's enough, y'all. That's enough. Aleister Crowley. But these Negroes who are under Caucasian hypnosis, or Negroes who are dealing with personality worship, which is an illness, they'll say, oh, well, Jay ain't mean it like that. He meant he coming from the hood and he's working hard from the mud and he gets what. Shut up, whatever. We got no time for you Negroes. It's Jay-Z. Anyway, so Kid Rock, he's going on tour. Yep, he's out there doing his thing. And as he's going on tour, black people are starting to protest. They're protesting because he's constantly flaunting the Confederate flag. But as they're protesting, nobody cares about these protesters. Big corporate America, General Motors, the people who are paying Kid Rock for these tours, the people who he's protesting, they don't care, man. They still going on with the concert, you know. They said in public statements that they're going to support Kid Rock, you know. And in these situations, addition, Little Caesars. Black people were protesting the whole Little Caesars situation. They opened up a new arena, a Little Caesars arena in Detroit. They had Kid Rock there, heading it up. Black people are promoting this. Protesting this because Kid Rock is promoting the Confederate flag. Now, here's my thing. I don't have any idea what black people are looking for here. You know, they said they wanted Kid Rock to denounce the flag and stop saying the N-word. They said they wanted Kid Rock to publicly say that he denounces the Confederate flag. Now, this is a problem we have, many of our people. So here's my question to people who think like this. If Kid Rock stopped waving the Confederate flag and said he denounced it, now would you say he's good to go? Is he good enough now to sit around and support and have coffee and tea with? I mean, I don't know what these Negroes want. A lot of times, I don't know what these protesting Negroes want. So they want him to denounce the Confederate flag. My thing is, okay, so if he denounces it, now what? Now you can support him and, you know, give him a hug and pictures? What do you want? He's standing for his religion. He is a white supremacist. The companies that are paying him are American white supremacists. He keeps showing you, why do these people constantly beg white people to be nice to him? You know, just don't support him. That's it. Or anything he does, or anything the people who are affiliated with him do, the people who pay him, even the black people, don't support them either. Easy fix. Easy fix. I mean, I don't understand a lot of the energy of some of our people who are going out to protest Kid Rock and a lot of these other people. You know what I'm saying? And what I believe about these people is these are the black folks who don't care about racism and religion and white supremacy. These are the people who just want white people to be nicer to them. That's it. It's like, okay, you are a racist. Don't show you're one and just be nicer to me and it will be okay. No. How much sense does that make?
Yeah, it's your Democrat Party.
These are the people who do not care about racism. They just want white people to be nicer to them. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, let the dude do.
That's your Democrat Party.
Whatever. Why is he hurting your feelings? He's a white supremacist. Your boss is even a white supremacist. The people who's paying him is a white supremacist. The black people who collab with him and support him are a bunch of chocolate dipped white supremacists. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Let it go. And when people like Kid Rock and these other racists see this, when they see people supporting them after what they did, they see these Jay-Z's and these other Sean Bone Negroes coming around supporting them. It's hard for these white supremacists to even have a little bit of respect for them. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's hard for them too, because they know what they believe. They know what they believe. But anyway, Kid Rock also, throughout his career, he was very vocal about the situation with this guy, Colin Kaepernick. We know Colin Kaepernick took the knee. The football player took the knee to protest police brutality. He took the knee. He's against police brutality. He wanted the NFL to say something, whatever. Listen, no knock on that. But, I mean, we've had many leaders from our community who spoke on this in the past. Many black people from our community who will stand up, who spoke on this in the past. Keep that straight. We did not need Colin Kaepernick for anything, first off, okay? Now, Colin Kaepernick took this stance as a celebrity. The NFL, while he's playing football against police brutality. Now, we know this was a big liberal show. We know that police brutality is a problem. The Colin Kaepernick situation was a big liberal show. And we know it was because after Colin Kaepernick was doing this, he signed a mega deal with the same white supremacists who sponsored the white people that he was protesting to get the NFL. Please make it make sense. He signed a mega deal with Nike, where
Nike protest against Kanye
was NFL's sponsor.
So I mean, come on, man.
They do this because they know people just don't understand. They're all in this together. Nothing to do with the cause, though. But we didn't need Colin Kaepernick to to address this cause.
Oh my
Many of
goodness.
our people have addressed this cause. That was for y'all. That was for white people, okay? Now, this dude, Kid Rock, he was vocal against what Kaepernick was doing. Insane. How could you be against that? But anyway, it's Kid Rock. So he's showing that he supports the brutality of young black men and women, or black people, period, in America. He's saying, I don't care. That's his point. So
By
Kid
having a
Rock is going
biracial-
against that.
from a
He's still
black
going
woman.
on. Kid Rock is still doing his thing. And after that, you know, the white supremacist movers and shakers who have billions of dollars, big corp, they're really embracing and pushing this guy, Kid Rock. Again, like I said, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit open. They had Kid Rock open up for him. Yes, the black people did protest that. They don't care. All black people have to do, stop buying the $5 square pizzas. Do you think that black people can stop doing that in Detroit? If they're protesting Kid Rock, Little Caesars giving them money at the Little Caesar Arena, stop buying the $5 pizzas. Simple, right? Nope, it's not going to work like that. That's the logical way of doing things. Anyway, Kid Rock actually also opened up a restaurant in Detroit, and at this restaurant there were suits filed against him for racial discrimination. His restaurant, I mean, Kid Rock is just, you know, he's still traveling, he's touring, he's making millions, he's making all kinds of racist statements, he's continuously dissing black people, dissing black culture. It's something interesting and funny about this dude, Kid Rock. Kid Rock, he has a black baby mother, he has a biracial child. The mother of his biracial child had to pay him $25 a week in child support. Man. Anyway, had to pay him $25 a week in child support. But people, that's a story of Kid Rock. I mean, here's a
That's
guy
his
right
son.
here, a culture vulture, another one of the many, a culture vulture, all out white supremacist pig, always hated black people. He came around, he used black folks to learn the music, okay? He did this with the Detroit Beast Crew.
So you might say, oh, that's just a black guy that has probably some beef against Kid Rock. Oh, that's some black guy. Okay. He wasn't the only one that made this statement. He wasn't the only one. Because this white guy points out the same thing. It is white guy from Canada called Kid Rock out. His best friends and really legitimate friends with this black man who Kid Rock portrayed. It was really good friends, and he decided, you know, to help, you know, to promote the black guy, the white guy from Canada. So just in case somebody can't say, here's the rest of the story.
Warning. Throughout this video, there are frequent uses of derogatory and racist terms used either by Kid Rock or those close to
So we
Kid
can't
Rock.
play black
All
versus
clips
white,
and
okay?
articles used in this video are
This
referenced
is a white
accordingly.
guy.
What do you say to people that would call you a culture vulture? They call me a culture vulture when we talk about culture vultures.
Post Malone is a culture vulture.
I think it's a culture vulture because he does.
Miley Cyrus is a culture vulture.
You are a culture vulture, and
Who are the culture vultures?
Somebody said I'm the best in the world. Here we go, from Japan to Romeo.
It's hip hop shit.
DJ to the right back to the ball.
Veered away from hip hop a little bit,
People who know that song.
and the next year made more money than I ever thought I'd make.
I hear that song. Colin Kaepernick.
Kid Rock told The Guardian he had no plans to stop waving the flag.
I think you have to remind me that Black Lives Matter.
Got a little hip hop in here still, but it's. I mean, you are doing something else. You've sort of moved away from all of that stuff in the very beginning of your career, haven't you? For the time being, yeah. For the time being, yeah.
So when you think of Kid Rock, you'll probably think about that country singing dude that caters to right-wing politics, but that's not how he started out. Kid Rock started out in Detroit in hip-hop. Now I know what you're thinking, Detroit is a tough city, but the thing is, he didn't grow up in Detroit. He actually grew up right here. This is his actual family home. 50 miles from Detroit with 7 bathrooms, hot tubs, tennis courts, not a brother in sight. This guy's father owned several car dealerships. He wasn't just rich, he was rich. But for some reason, when he was a teenager, he wanted to go to the hood. He wanted to be with the brothers, and he wanted to run away and escape that traumatizing, terrible life that he had. And this is the big difference when we look at someone like Eminem, who also grew up in Detroit, but in poverty. Marshall had no other choice but live in poverty because there was just no other options. Whereas someone like Kid Rock just used the hood as a place to take field trips and sponge out the culture. Now, it's very important to remember where this guy came from because it's the exact same reason for who he is today.
I'm so uncultured. I'm cheeseburgers, Budweiser.
So, as a child, Kid Rock saw groups like the Beastie Boys and Run DMC, and he started to replicate their style of music from home. And I'm sure it helps when your parents can buy you any piece of equipment that's needed, but I need to be honest because he actually became quite good at both DJing and rapping. He became good enough to the point where he wanted a career in hip-hop, but where does a young rich little white kid even begin? Well, you need to make friends with the people that actually created the genre. That's exactly what Kid Rock did. At some point in the late 1980s, he swindled his way into being friends with DJ Blackman, and he took him on his first field trips to the hood. And Blackman, this guy was just a really good dude, big heart, loved music, didn't see color. He just thought Kid Rock was dope, and he wanted to add him to his group, the Beast Crew. Now, the members of the crew were definitely hesitant, but they ultimately decided to let the white boy join.
Kid Rock, we met him in Mount Clemens, like I said, Mount Clemens, Michigan, at a party. We let him get on the turntables. He turned the party out. He was a hell of a DJ. We brought him back to Detroit after that. 6 in Gratiot area. You know, I gotta shout some streets out for Detroit.
Champtown, T-Bone, Blackman, these dudes took Kid Rock underneath their wing. Not only did they protect him and make sure that nobody put hands on him, but they taught him everything he needed to know about the culture, the history, the pain, the struggle. They taught him about cadence and flows and how to perform. They taught him what hip-hop was.
We had to show him the inside of it, not just listening to a record, you know. He had to know how to put this record together.
But unfortunately, Kid Rock did not last long because the moment his career picked up, he pretty much abandoned the people that helped him the most.
Help Kid Rock assist him in growing as an artist. I did that from the bottom of my heart, man, you know. I was trying to teach the guy what to do and what not to do, you know, because we had an agreement that we was going to do this thing, you know, and get the money and go ahead and make some art and help the rest of the crew, help the rest of the people that helped us, you know, but it never got to that point.
Look, fellas, at this point I kind of got everything that I needed from you, so I'm just going to focus on me now.
I felt that it was over because now you feel that you got everything that you need. You're not coming around like you was coming around.
And not only did he distance himself from the crew, he even blocked Champtown, the dude that taught him how to rap, from getting a deal of his own.
So he's in New York without us. They asked him about Champtown. He dissed the shit. Then said, not me first, not him. That's what the A&R guy told us.
Keep in mind, Vanilla Ice had just dropped Ice Ice Baby, and record labels, they were already looking for white rappers. So as soon as Jive Records got a demo tape from Kid Rock, he got signed immediately.
There were some times when I thought this was a big break when I was 18 years old and got signed to Jive RCA Records.
So just like that, the white boy had a deal, and it didn't take him long to drop his first studio album, Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast.
From the intro to the end, so put down the microphone and go.
And there's no country or rock and roll because this is a hip-hop album. The dude went on tour with Too Short and Ice Cube to promote it.
He was an opening act. Here you are, a white boy with the high top fade, and probably a lot of people in the crowd, you know, they came to see Too Short and NWA.
No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you have fewer asthma attacks and breathe better. Tespire.
Crowd, you know, they came to see Too Short and NWA.
However, record sales weren't great, and Jive decided to cut him loose.
I thought my big break was with Jive RCA and then working with Too Short and D-Nice and then touring with Ice Cube. and Too Short. And then, I came home from all that and I got dropped and I had like $2,200 in my pocket. So I went right to the music store and bought a piece of equipment. I was broke again.
But getting dropped didn't stop him. He still kept making music, but this time it had a different sound to it. It was definitely still hip-hop, but it included more elements of rock and roll. And it was also around this time that he had a child with a black woman.
It's interesting, your son is half black, right?
Yeah.
And he...
Half white.
Half white, too.
And in this guy's head, the fact that his kid is half white, that is his better half. He made it seem like a joke, but this is really how this guy thinks. And it seems like now that he had a black son, he felt like he was worthy of being able to say the N-word in his music.
What you cry for? I'm that nigga that would die for.
So his hair grows longer, he drops a few more albums, and his music becomes exclusive to the rock-rap subgenre. And I gotta give it to him, the dude had incredible work ethic. He was doing live shows with a live band, and he started to attract some pretty decent crowds. But if you take a look in the crowd, there's essentially no black people whatsoever. And this is when the wheels started turning in his head, and he started to craft the image of the trailer trash Kid Rock. Yeah, but they don't know where I'm from. That's the thing. All I do, look, is act like I'm from a trailer park, and these idiots are gonna eat it up.
I'm in the trailer parks, Pabst Blue Ribbon, and top shelf mixed drinks.
And that is exactly what he did. In 1998, he landed a deal with Atlantic Records, and he dropped the album that changed his life forever. And look, I'm not gonna say that he's not rapping on this project, because he is, but it's just a lot of rock and roll, and now he's even including country music.
Because I wanna be a cowboy, baby.
And then of course on some records, he's just straight up singing with zero hip-hop whatsoever. And don't worry, because he's still dropping the good old faithful M-bomb.
Yeah, she got mad by some dope dealer nigga.
And on his tour to promote this album, he brought along one of the most racist country singers of all time, David Allan Coe.
Out in the east side, girl, could ever crazy girl.
And no one even seemed to mention it. Like, nobody noticed that Kid Rock was taking this documented racist on tour with them.
Working like a nigga from my room floor.
The album sold 14 million copies. At this point, he's a full-blown superstar. He's dating supermodels, he's touring with Metallica, appearing on The Simpsons, in movies. Kid Rock had everything he ever wanted. He was finally famous. And all of his new friends, well, let's just say they looked a little bit different from the dudes from East Detroit. That degenerate's name is Hank Williams Jr., and he was now Kid Rock's new best friend. And this is Kid Rock's own story of what went down when they first met. Kid Rock was wearing a gold Kid Rock ring when Williams walked up to him, looked at the ring and said, "You like that, Flash?" This is Kid Rock's version. Williams thinks he might have used the term bling instead. You are who you hang out with.
And I got the best teacher out there. I got the best teacher out there, so...
And from that point forward, the Confederate flag becomes a staple at his live shows. When asked about it in 2002, he said that it was an ode to Southern music.
But you know what that Confederate flag mean? You know, you done been with us when we protested for Martin Luther King all the way in Arizona. Years earlier, maybe 10, 12 years earlier, we all in Arizona with Martin Luther King shirts on, protesting for a holiday. So I was shocked from coming from that to come to this. You know what I mean? That's like a 360-degree turn.
So a few years go by, he drops another album with more of the same shit, except this time he has a full-blown country record.
I put your picture away.
But this man had zero intentions of ever staying in rap. He only used that culture to push his career further. And if you don't believe me, well, he said it himself. Initially, I had to do the rap rock thing and all that because I had to get over the hump. I knew I had to play the game.
I mean, I guess that's just the influence will always be in my music, but am I going to go country? I think I was born country.
Now at this point, he really starts to show his true colors, and we really get to see who he actually is. Aside from a few songs, his next album is completely absent of anything remotely close to hip-hop music.
You've sort of moved away from all of that stuff in the very beginning of your career, haven't you? For the time being, yeah. Just musically, my heart wasn't in it right now. Just really into melody and songwriting.
Summertime in northern Michigan.
Just really into melody and songwriting.
Summertime in northern Michigan.
Now, I might be Canadian, but everyone in the world knew how important Obama was to black people. A chance at a black president, something that Pac talked about in his music. Obama could never stop racism, but it was a change that the world needed to see. And hip-hop had Obama's back big time. Legends like Jay-Z, Nas, Lil Wayne, countless others spoke out. And what did Kid Rock do? He went on record claiming that it was irresponsible for a celebrity to help any politician.
All these Hollywood people always trying to tell you, vote for this because you made a good movie, you're going to tell me who to vote for? Shut up.
Now, it's extremely clear that Kid Rock voted for John McCain, but in the next election, he takes it one step further and he uses his celebrity to help Mitt Romney.
His song, Born Free, became the unofficial campaign anthem for Mitt Romney.
And I don't want to make this about politics because everybody's got their own political view, and that's totally fine. But in Kid Rock's case, this is just on brand for this guy. Like, do you really think he's going to vote for someone black? Like, come on. No, he's not.
It's like, when I did the Romney thing, so many people got their panties in a bunch.
At this point, the people of Detroit start to turn on Kid Rock. In 2011, he accepted an NAACP award, but was met with hundreds of upset protesters.
That has become a symbol of hate, bigotry, and racism in this country. That's the battle cry of the Confederacy who fought to preserve slavery. So it's unacceptable. Would any Jewish organizations honor any entertainer that flew a Nazi flag at their concerts? No.
And that's why Detroit ran him away. Because they seen it in the end. He kept doing the same thing. And it's like, oh, this guy, he playing us. Yeah, he playing y'all.
Kid Rock then doubles down and defends his use of the N-word. On Howard Stern, he claimed that he and his white friends used the word all the time, felt like it was harmless, and that people get offended too easily. But, as the old saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Again, in Kid Rock's own words, his father seems to have taught him well by asking him questions like this one. Why would you want to be a...
But being a bigot? Yeah, he's a bigot. His daddy was a bigot. His daddy called him a wigger. That's the first time I ever heard that in my life.
Yeah, start with my dad being confused when I was young. I'm going to the ghetto because I want to scratch records and hang out with these kids. And he's like, what are you doing? In his eyes, I just wanted to be black.
Next, he takes shots at not just one of the most talented black women of all time, but one of the sexiest, Beyonce. How can you be that big without at least one Sweet Home Alabama or old-time rock and roll? People are like, Beyonce's hot, got a nice ass. I'm like, cool. I like skinny white chicks with big butts. Doesn't really do much for me.
All the black girls, when you were hanging out with us, you all the black girls. He gotta have that image. So he went straight to Pamela Anderson. You can't get no whiter than that.
And to think that just a few years earlier, Jay-Z performed with this clown.
Somebody important, something. I ain't passed the ball, but I know a little bit.
And at this point, plenty of fans chimed in to give their opinions. It's fine if you think one person isn't hot, but the implication here is that women of color aren't attractive in general. He's disgusting. Hallmark white supremacist behavior. Ironically, his son's mother is black. Go figure. Now, in 2015, Kid Rock was sponsored by General Motors for his summer tour. And remember all those protesters? Well, they were back, and they weren't very happy.
Confederate flag controversy involving Kid Rock goes to the top tomorrow as protesters meet with GM officials about sponsoring his tour.
General Motors needs to back away from Kid Rock. That flag is a hurtful symbol to African Americans.
Unfortunately, Kid Rock was still big business, and nothing could stop corporations from taking his side.
We are committed to our sponsorship of Kid Rock's summer tour and are confident that he will provide his fans many of whom are proud Chevrolet owners with a spectacular concert experience that celebrates American freedom.
And all these guys wanted him to do was denounce the flag, promise to never fly it again, and admit that it was hateful. He couldn't do it.
People with Confederate flags, people take that the wrong way. It's heritage, not hate.
Keep in mind, Dylan Roof had just went into a church and killed 9 innocent black people. And I'm sure you can guess what his favorite flag was. Now, at this point, Colin Kaepernick takes a strong stance against police brutality, kneeling during the national anthem.
We have cops that are murdering people. We have cops in the SFPD that are blatantly racist.
And you'd think that coming from hip-hop culture, Kid Rock of all people should fully understand Kaepernick's move, but once again, no. And just in case you guys forgot, he went on tour with this guy. Kid Rock at this point has evolved into his true self, embracing a full-blown hick lifestyle.
I'm looking good in some jeans all wrapped.
Okay, so that's your standard of beauty. Okay, this could just be me, but I think Beyonce looks better. It's a one-sided battle. And of course, the good old flag is still very much active in his videos, but the protesters, they definitely weren't done yet. A big moment for Detroit went down when the brand new Little Caesars Arena was built. And who did they get to open up house? Old star hero, Kid Rock.
Fans ready for the arena's first ticketed event.
We see him every time he's here.
Kid Rock.
I've seen him easily over 10 times.
When you hire Kid Rock, who is known to be dog whistling and catcalling to white supremacist organizations and white supremacist community, alt-right, whatever you want to call them, and you take our tax dollars to do that, that's wrong.
We know who and what Kid Rock is. We can't tolerate it in America's blackest and poorest city.
So the protesters decided to do a full-on boycott of Little Caesars Pizza.
Because we're not gonna buy any Little Caesars pizza. Sing his songs and wave his flag when all over the country they're taking those flags down.
You don't pick and choose. I've been saying it.
Support First Amendment, Kid Rock. I think it got a bad rap. I think they're ignorant. They need to pick up the history book.
But once again, the show must go on, and Kid Rock comes out with another W.
Now, I got chime on in on this one. Cause he has a black child. Yeah, that's true, but he wasn't the only one that did this. But you have one of our very first, one of our presidents. Remember Thomas Jefferson? The people want to excuse this stuff. They can't be prejudiced. You can be prejudiced and still. This is Sally Hemings. That's Thomas Hemings' mistress. Now, so you could be a bigot, and he has slaves. He still has slaves on the plantation while having children with a slave woman. There were slaves at that time. During the time of Thomas Jefferson and Stemming Hemings. That's why I said whatever you see in the past repeats itself in the present. Kid Rock is a living example of that. And it's a lesson to black people. Watch who you let among your people. Watch who you give your heart to. This is the reason why racial tensions, why some black people don't trust white people. Because they might do stuff like what Kid Rock did. That's why. They don't like because they think about Kid Rock. That's the truth. That's why. You want to know why? That's why. Because when someone get a snag around black people, come on, guys. What's that thing you're doing? Then black people, like they do, on the continent, they take whatever you do and they perfect it to get rich off of you. This is the reason why black folks got a problem. This is the reason why. If anybody white wondering why, that's Kid Rock is the prime example. He is the prime example of what he's doing. He's the prime example. They'll sleep with you, but they don't have no respect for you. That's why. And be racist as I don't know what. You try to get the hip hop thing. Imagine how his parents must have felt, because his father was a bigot too. His father was a bigot. Yeah. So his bigoted father got half black, half white children. Can you imagine that? He ain't the only one. Strom Thurmond was a segregationist. Had a black woman as a child. But these are segregationists. Go figure. McCain have a black daughter. The one that died with the he was, you know about John McCain, right? You would think that he's all American, but he had Bill Clinton was also. Bill Clinton, who signed the 94 draft crime bill, has a black son. I want to show you this. Bill Clinton. Oh yeah. Whose son that had a black son. You don't believe me? He's what cost more black men to go to prison, and black people celebrated him. Here's Bill Clinton's black son. Bill Clinton. That's his son. That's his son. That's Bill Clinton's son. He had a kid with a black woman. But yet, you put him side by side, you can tell. He just got an afro. He smiled just like him. When he smiled, whatever. Yeah. So really, people can be bigoted and have the very people who they don't despise in their family. I don't understand people who are bigoted. That gotta be the dumbest shit, man. You gotta be the. How could? Like, what the hell? This is Bill Clinton. This is his son. Look at him. Look at him.
Russia invaded Ukraine, and the entire globe has felt the impact.
He's called William Darney Clinton. That's him. That's his son.
Suffered a hard hit, and the chance for a global war became a terrifying possible reality.
He got his own webpage.
Article 99 was not invoked.
He got his own Facebook page. That's his dad. That's his mom. That's Bill Clinton. Yeah. So people can be racist. And he signed the 94 crime bill. So a lot of young black men got a high sentence rate than young white men that's selling cocaine.
Is the war in Ukraine not a threat
Yeah.
to international peace and security?
Yeah.
Do the millions
Yeah.
of displaced Syrians and the
So Chelsea Clinton brother is a half black.
foaming at the mouth in
This is Chelsea Clinton. This is Bill Clinton's daughter. So her brother, that's her brother.
is watching thousands
She has a half black brother.
dying war while tens of thousands starve, not worthy enough to involve
Oh, that makes them all American, boy. I tell you.
despite the
That makes them all American.
other conflicts
The black people.
pressing threats to international peace and security.
I don't know. And it goes back from.
Hamas,
Now they both presidents.
terrorist organization,
Thomas Jefferson, who had slaves,
activate
didn't abolish slavery with a black mistress. Bill Clinton signed the crime bill, the '94 crime bill.
1 minute before
Most black and that harm tore up the black community.
only through supporting
And I think was Thomas Jefferson. I don't know if he was Republican. I think he was Democrat,
secondly
Dixiecrat.
for those of you calling for a ceasefire.
You see,
It is crucial.
you see how if you black watching this, you see how the way it does.
There was a ceasefire.
Now take the Kid Rock situation.
7th, Hamas broke the ceasefire with
See,
an unprovoked invasion.
tell me
Thousands of Hamas
mentally,
Nazis
some of our people are mind blown.
carried out a massacre
So even the people that is oppressing you is DNA'ly spiritually oppressing you
burned families alive and took
to the point that you this guy,
offense to the elderly.
and this is the reason why
Atrocities of October
there's a segment of black people that want to stand off, because when they see stuff like people like Kid Rock, what he done, that's why they want. That's what makes the racial tension.
And if Hamas
Now you gotta look at, like, you know, if another white person come along, is they gonna do what Kid Rock do?
clear publicly time and
And anybody white listen to it, yeah. Now you see what Kid Rock had done,
to carry out atrocities
but he don't give credit. But he pissed on the people who helped him get at his bottom. And my question is, if I had asked Kid Rock, why did he go to rock and country in the first place? You mean there were no rock and roll? Because rock was in Detroit. There were rock musician and country musician. I'm pretty sure hard rock was Ted Nugent is from Michigan. Why did he go around him? And because since he maybe couldn't get out and go far to New York or Nashville or whatever, why did he use black people?
calling for a ceasefire sends a clear message.
So he's a shady dude all the way around.
Their deliberate atrocities and
Ted Nugent, and he's a racist.
given a green light by the international
Yeah, ask somebody about Ted Nugent.
Hamas, like any other entity,
Why did he be friends with him?
responds like any terrorist.
If that's the way they felt, tells you a lot about some people in Michigan. People like him anyway.
No amount of diplomacy
You know, but it's a lesson learned from black people. Watch who you come, research and find out who comes up in your group.
that the hostages among them
That's everybody. Hey guys, I want to kick it with you bros, man. And then then this is why the first guy was saying, you just let anybody up in there, and it really is a lesson to all of us. Some people, just because they cool with you and smart, they ain't really down with you. They have alternative motives to gain off you, and this is a history of America that nobody wants to talk about, and they will never give credit to black people, but they come around black people, sucking up their cause so they can advance. They all do it. Then they turn their back on some. You just named some of the pop rock ones. They teach black how they do the latest dance, and it goes all the way back to 60 years from rock and roll. They would mimic the black artists and your Elvises and all them different people. Pat Boone. They couldn't mimic them musically, so they copied. So they befriend them. Well, you're gonna have to add some of that little jigger in your music. They couldn't do straight out that way. But the positive thing, black people is the grandfather of the music, rock, country, and rap. But that's their form of rally. But he won't get credit. Someone like Kid Rock won't do it because he's white trash, and that's all what he is. He can't white trash. So is his family. And I feel bad for his biracial children. They got a bigoted dad. Man. And so, in this lesson to some black women, watch what type of white dude you get with. Look at one video, watch what type of white dude you get with if you go biracial. If you don't like, okay, you're not attracted to black men, but at least get a white man that's not going to be like Kid Rock. That really got a motive. That's why you got, this is a prime example. And even for black men to get with white women, watch their motive. Watch their motive. Get to know that person. Especially if some of your own race, you gotta get to know them of the other race. Watch their character, their motive. Because there are biracial children, and I've dated a biracial child that was a product of that kind of mess. And I told you a story where, she was from Kentucky, and it messed her mind up. That's what I said. And then how the mother don't see color, think it's exaggerated. And I talked to a few people online who were white, confirming that the person that they were down there, this is how small the town was, that the neighbor was a Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, Corbin, Kentucky. See, some people like to be in denial. Well, I don't count. I think you guys are blowing things up. Oh, really? Now you see it for yourself. Now you have to get it from a guy from Canada. So you can't just say it's the black guy. That's why I made this video. It's a white guy saying it. Well, can't say that. Can't use that prejudice stuff. Oh, no. He pointed the same thing out that he did. But, hey, lesson learned. Lesson learned. And I guess I can tell you from my own experience. And it really is a lesson learned to me too. You don't know because you're taught, black people are naturally a God-loving people. We're just naturally God-loving. We just love and accept everybody. A lot of people don't have our spirit, bro. It says they just don't have it. We see it as human beings. You were taught this, but a lot of people ain't taught this in their home. These other races, some people of these other races are not taught this. They taught it what the news, what was fed down through them through history from the people, and they try to. And some choose to follow it, and some choose don't. But now you see. Now you see how racism is. Don't matter if you have a black person. They can still have. You can have somebody in your family is racist as I don't know what. And like I said, I wanted the Kid Rock children to know that their grandparents are bigots. And their father's a bigot. Choose to line up with a bigot. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. It's less than black men, black women. Watch who you get with of another race. Check out their personality. Get to know them. Don't let it just be a bedroom thing. Be a eternal thing. Because you have to live with that for the rest of your life. Get to know, like you get to know someone of your own race, get to know someone of the other race. Because some people can put on the face and you never know. You never know how they really are. Remember what I'm telling you. Alright then, be blessed. Yeah, take note for this. If you're young, take note of what you see and who you could be around. This could be your life, or it could be your safety. Be blessed. Take care. See you on the videos. Like and subscribe. Till next time. Take care.